face what the river knows.
Before I start this review, I forgot to tell you about that intro I just showed in my intro video. That is how my intro will be like. If it's a review, I will show the poster of my review just like that. But if it's a top list, I will show the thumbnail of it attached to the intro. Welcome to the very first review on my channel. This review is Frozen 2. Came out in the year 2019. It is the sequel to the most popular Disney film ever, Frozen. The story in this sequel is about Elsa hearing a voice that may have some answers about the past. So Elsa, Anna, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven go to the Enchanted Forest to find the voice and find the truth about the past. So as for my thoughts on the first Frozen, I find it to be decent but kind of overrated. It's a well-made film, but it definitely has a lot of flaws. I actually hated Frozen back then, and I was honestly not looking forward to this sequel when it was announced. But I was surprised by how good the teaser trailer was. It looked so different from the first, and I loved how dark and action-packed it looked. And I started getting hyped for it, hoping to be an improvement from the first. And after seeing Frozen 2 in cinemas, it was worth the hype. It was not only better than Frozen 1 by a landslide, but also it was my favorite animated film of 2019. On many rewatches as well as further thoughts, it became my favorite movie of all time in June 2020, and it has not changed ever since. Frozen 2 changed me and my friend's life. I wouldn't have been the same person I am today if not for this sequel. I know a lot of fans were disappointed with this sequel or would downright hate it. I certainly do not get the hate for this film at all, but if you hate this movie, I accept your opinion. But if you bash my opinion, you will be blocked. This movie was in production hell. If you watch the Into the Unknown, Making Frozen 2 documentary series, which will be a review for another day, I will review that documentary for its second anniversary, and with all the production hell that happened, the movie still ended up perfection. Frozen 2 is a much darker and more mature sequel than it had any rights to be, and that is what makes this sequel amazing. It never gets boring, not even for 1 second. Despite it being dark and mature, it is also very heartwarming as well. Anna and Elsa are the best on-screen sisters I have ever seen. They are both my favorite characters of all time. In the first movie, Anna and Elsa's chemistry felt lacking due to the lack of screen time they had together, but in this one, they are closer than you can ever imagine. People give this criticism that Anna and Elsa don't argue, but here's the thing. They stop themselves from arguing. Like, for example, Elsa pushes Anna and Olaf away from the shipwreck in the middle of their argument about if Anna will come to Ahtohahlan or not. People say there is no character development. Yes there was. We learn more about Elsa's character than in the first movie. Anna also gets more development than the first, and she does more than just protecting Elsa. She just has a different goal in her life than Elsa. Both Anna and Elsa have a different kind of next right thing, which I will talk about that song in a bit. The messages in this movie are much deeper than you think. The main messages in the movie are self-acceptance and realizing what the next right thing is. Both Elsa and Anna undergo change when not only do they learn their family history, but finding out where they're meant to be. Elsa belonged in the Enchanted Forest, while Anna belonged to Arendelle. That's why Anna will make a better queen than Elsa. Now let me talk about what I think is the most criticized aspect about this film, Elsa being the fifth spirit. Their complaint was that they made the fifth spirit someone with ice powers, but I think that plot twist was heavily misunderstood. Elsa's ice powers was a gift from the spirits to Queen Iduna for saving Agnar, but Elsa is more than just someone with ice powers. She controls the spirits. That's why she calmed down Bruni when he attacked the Norhaldra. One thing Elsa does in her role as the fifth spirit is find out the truth that King Runeard gave them the dam to weaken the forest and hurt the spirit. It was claimed to strengthen the land, but that was wrong. Speaking of King Runeard, he is the best villain of all time, and he is also Mackenzie Freeman's favorite character in Frozen 2. I can't believe people say there was no villain in Frozen 2. Did you even pay attention? King Runeard may have been dead, but what he did to the Nordhaldra created the major conflict of the movie, and the climax was Anna destroying King Runeard's creation in honor to save Elsa, who got frozen, no pun intended, for going too far. The climax scene is just epic despite not needing to fight a villain. Elsa stopping the river from flowing to Arendelle just blew me away. I love every single action scenes, from Elsa stopping the wind spirit to fighting Bruni to her crossing the river and then the climax. As for my thoughts on the other characters, I have yet to mention Kristoff Olaf may not have much to do, but he works in being very relatable. Olaf is much more funny than he was in the first, and his jokes bring up a lot of clues to plot details, which is brilliant. The new characters are underrated. They may not do much, but they are given fair roles. Honeymaren is the most underrated Frozen 2 character. The movie is very emotional as well. Olaf's death scene is one of the saddest scenes ever, next to James Bond's death in No Time to Die. And the last thing I will talk about will be the songs. All of them are my favorite songs of all time, but let me talk about each songs in chronological order. All Is Found is brilliant as it gives a lot of clues to the plot. Some Things Never Change is so catchy and underrated. Into the Unknown is the signature song of the movie, and it got nominated at the Oscars for Best Original Song. Man, it should have won Best Original Song instead of I'm Gonna Love Me Again. It's definitely way better than Let It Go. When I Am Older is the weakest song in the movie, but it's underrated. Lost in the Woods is a perfect solo song for Kristoff fans have been asking for, and it puts any 80s rock ballad to shame. Show Yourself is the best Elsa song ever, the most important aspect of the plot, and it's basically Let It Go but better. And speaking of Show Yourself, Elsa's hair down is the best character design I have ever seen. It's just perfection. Fun fact, did you know that Elsa has more hair strands than Rapunzel? You just don't notice that because Elsa's hair is thick and Rapunzel's hair is thin. Oh, I almost forgot to talk about the animation. This is literally the best looking animation I have ever seen. The character designs feel so human-like and realistic. The worlds also look so realistic and something that can exist in real life. Anyway, that's all I have to say about the animation. Now back on track to the last song. You know what, the next right thing is just so good. I need to make a video on why I think it's the best Frozen 2 song. So overall, Frozen 2 is my favorite movie of all time. It really changed my life and made me who I am today. I'm giving Frozen 2, of course, a 10 out of 10. So what did you think of this deep analysis review? Please comment your thoughts on the movie, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and stay tuned for more videos to come.